Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. Seen a couple of big price horses around through the week. Probably the best one was Rockorama. Interesting horse. He over raced bad his first start, and then so we dropped him back in distance to get him to relax, and we went back up to a nice trip with him. He bounced really well, then relaxed back in the field, then ended up going back forward again, sitting 3 wide, and sort of still had the hide to sort of give a bit of a kick on the corner, and stuck on well for a third. So don't know where he'll go. Probably goes back to that similar grade. If he draws a gate at Warracknabeal, he's right in the finish. So probably a bit of a bonus that we learnt that he's going to handle a real heavy track. So the way things are at the moment, with sort of every second week the tracks are absolute bog heavy. So if we come into the spring and we do find we get a really heavy track, he might be that sort of knockout sort of horse, you know. So anyway, we'll see how he goes. But he's come through the run really well, and keen to take him to the races somewhere next week. Lorenzetti, got him in the synthetic series final on Friday at Pakenham. He's in very good order. Fitness is good. He's had that good tough run over 1800 the other day. His first emergency, he hasn't got a run yet, but I imagine he will get a run. He only is an emergency because he hasn't competed in the heat of the final of the synthetic series. But Mike Palmer's horse Macrobius has won this series before, and I would tend to think that this horse is every bit as good as him. So I think he's going to get every chance. You can see he's very, very fit and very well. Lovely and bright, this horse. So he'll get every chance. I just hopefully he gets a run. Warracknabeal Saturday, I have a first starter called Hong Kong Fighter. I had him in the other day and he drew barrier 14 on a bog heavy track, so I took him out of there. We'll accept with him on Saturday at Warracknabeal and see how. Hopefully he draws a nice gate. He's a pretty simple horse. He'll jump and put himself in a good spot, but he just needs to draw a gate and get an easy run of it. He's really young and he's not the strongest of horses, so he needs everything to go his way. But you can see here he's having a nice little pick of grass there, loving life. Life's about to change for him. He's now going to be a racehorse as of this weekend. So that's Hong Kong Fighter at Warracknabeal Saturday. Lucamore goes to Warracknabeal on Saturday. He's been a real trick, this horse. His track work's good. You can see he's in fantastic order. He's just racing really poorly. So we've done a few things with him, popped him over a few little jumps and done a few things different with him. And hopefully we've sort of got his mind right. Physically he's perfect, the horse, but just he jumps out, and if a horse comes outside him, he wants to hang in. If it comes on the inside of him, he lays out. So I put an old-fashioned rider, Aaron Lynch, on him on the weekend. He'll sort of ride him a bit longer. He'll probably use his legs a bit more, and just try something a little bit different with him. But there won't be a horse in better condition at the races on Saturday than this horse. He's very, very good in condition, and he's eating well, and he looks great. So yeah, he'll jump and put himself right in the race, and hopefully he can sort of turn his form around. Horse called The Khan, ran first up the other day, showed a lot of cheek and sort of let him up and give a good kick on the corner, and just sort of just struggled a bit. He's going to be second up this week at Benalla on Monday in a 2,000 metre race. So he'll bowl along, be right up on the speed, and he'll give a really good cheeky sort of run. Don't mind him, he's an absolute stayer. I think he'll handle a wet track, and with that one sort of really good 1,800 metre run under his belt, it's going to really help him. So that'll be The Khan on Monday at Benalla. I'll accept with Redivo at Benalla on Monday. He's only had the one start, this horse, and he had a little heart murmur. We give him a good spell. He's come back in. He's had a couple of trials, and we've given him a couple of really solid gallops. He shows no speed at all, this horse, so we're wasting our time running him in anything shorter. So we'll just ride him conservatively in a 2,000 metre race first up and have him hitting the line. And once we have that sort of tough run under his belt, I'll then kick him out of the gates and put him forward in a race. But he's just not fast enough to show us to run him in a mile race. They'll just out sprint him. In a couple of trials we had, he jumps and puts himself there, but as soon as they quicken up, he just can't stay with them. So he's going to be a 2,400 metre horse, so we'll kick him off on Monday, first up over 2,000 metres. Yeah, come along Jeffrey. I've got him in at Ballarat on Tuesday in a heat of the synthetic series. His first up run was good. He won at Warracknabeal. and then he was very good the other day at Geelong. There's just not a real lot of races around for him. So I've got him in on Tuesday. I'll just see how the race fathoms out. If I don't go there, I might go Thursday at Sale. There's a 1,000 metres race at Sale for him. So, but you can see he's in great order, this horse, and big, strong sort of bugger, big sprinting horse, and he seems his track work's really good. So before I got him, he'd actually trialled up a couple of times on the synthetic and trialled up really good. So I think he'll handle it pretty good. And he's one of those good horses that just sort of bounces and puts themselves up out of trouble. So he's probably the ideal horse to go to the synthetic. So it'll be Come Along Jeffrey on Tuesday. Wednesday, Sandown. I've got Blow in there. It's a 1400 metre class 1. Looks like a pretty good race for him. I want to keep this sort of, try and keep some speed into this horse and keep him to the 1400. I might stretch him to a mile before he goes to the paddock, but his 1400 metre form is good. So he was very impressive winner at Geelong the other day. It's a baby step with him only going to a class 1, but I think it's a good step for him. And he's probably the ideal horse to maybe have a crack at that country trainer series. So I don't want to overtax him as far as racing him goes. I want to try and keep him nice and fresh and keep him on the ball sort of coming into the spring. So he'll go around on Wednesday in a 1400 metre class 1. Pretty good. Craig Williams is staying with the horse, so that's always a positive sign. When the top jockeys coming into the spring want to stay riding your horse, so that's a good thing. His track work was great yesterday, so he'll have a nice little gallop on Saturday morning, and that'll just top him up nicely for Wednesday.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse is a horse called Hong Kong Fighter. He's raced by Thompson Creek, so we actually have a couple of broodmares and where we fold down, and a few younger horses sort of running around at their little boutique farm. And it's good for us to have a horse in work with them, so hopefully we can repay them with this horse winning a couple of races. He's a horse by Keed Mafeed. We've actually had a couple of Keed Mafeeds, and this bloke's a completely different shape to the other bloke. This bloke, he's sort of tall, skinny, sort of leaner sort of build. He's a lovely quiet horse. They're probably lovely quiet breed, but just different physique. So he'll kick off his racing campaign at Warracknabeal, 1200 metres. Dean Yendall jumps aboard, so yeah, it's good to have Dean back. He's a master at these courses, so his experience and knowledge at these courses is second to none. So it's good to have him back. He's a horse that we scratched actually the other day because of a bad barrier. So he looks like he's drawn about another bad barrier, but they're racehorses, they've got to run. So he's a horse that jumps away really well. So we'll certainly be in the first couple. Certainly these Warracknabeal and these sort of courses, it's advantageous to be in the first couple, so we'll kick him out, go forward, and he's trialled up well, and he's a horse that's pretty fit and that. So I think racing will do him the world of good. So hopefully he can run into a place or something like that on Saturday, and we can build from there.
Yeah, that's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. A couple of nice horses racing again this week, so probably have a chance of training a winner or two, which will be good. What about, I just heard a really interesting thing. In 1880, in the Geelong Cup, it was a dead heat. So instead of declaring it a dead heat, they re-ran the race. The whole race was rerun again, and the horses that dead heated ran first and second, and the second horse protested against the winner. So imagine that happening now. It's just incredible where racing's changed. So I just thought that was a silly fact that I just heard. So anyway, what do we got? Blow-in goes to Sandown Wednesday. Keep an eye on him. He's sort of a nice progressive horse, and coming into the spring. Come Along Jeffrey, he'll go well. If I take him to the synthetic, he'll go really well there. A couple of little maideners going up the bush that they can maybe run a place. So hopefully have a really good week. Got a little bit of a cough in the stable at the moment. A couple of horses having a bit of a snotty nose, so need to get on top of that coming into the spring, which I'm sure we will. But just had to scratch a couple of horses last week, and certainly out of trials and that sort of stuff. So a bit of a bugger, but anyway, we'll get on top of it. Until next week, see you later. Mate, this is the whole, the romance part of our video is it's just so raw. It's just so, it's Marbo. It's the vibe. It's authentic, I think.
I'm going to sneeze. I know I'm going to sneeze.